Hi, it's Mark, your medicine cork dork. I'm going over fun grapes. So yesterday I talked about Gamay, which is a medium-bodied red wine that is a grape used for International Beaujolais Nouveau Day, which is the third Thursday in November. Today I'll be going over a grape that you may have already tried before or without actually knowing it, and that is Brachetto. This is a grape behind Stella Rosa Rosso and Stella Rosa Black. So if you're a fan of those wines, that is the grape that is actually used. So always starting over with the reasons as to why I'm doing this video, or these videos series in general, if you wish to call them that. Well, while the majority of you have probably heard of at least some of these varietals, like Cabernet Sauvignon, Pinot Noir, Pinot Grigio, Chardonnay, Merlot, Riesling, Moscato, I, however, would like to introduce you to some grapes that you've probably never have even heard of. So, I want to remind you, as always, of a few things when I go over these videos. First and foremost, anyone can learn how to smell and taste wine. Like all foods, taste and smell are chemistry. When we say we're smelling raspberries or we're tasting campfire smoke, we're genuinely not making this up. With time, you can train yourself to seek out individual smells and individual tastes. Just swirl your wine glass and think about the individual fruits, wood, flowers, minerals, etc., while you are closing your eyes. And with all that, you'll be able to learn and appreciate more about wine. So I'll be bringing up several terms at the beginning of each video. So first off, you already know, obviously, whether or not a wine is dry or sweet. Body is the mouthfeel that you have when you taste the wine. It's analogous to milk. If it feels like whole milk, that's full-bodied. If it feels like it's skim milk, then it's light-bodied. And then if it's 2%, it's a medium-bodied wine. You can also guess the body by the tears, or sometimes referred to as legs, that form on the glass after you swirl it. The tears that take a longer time to form, they tend to be full-bodied wines. And if they come and go quickly, you can rest assured that those are light-bodied wines. Now, tannin. Tannin is the astringency you feel in your mouth that some wines have. It makes your tongue feel like it's sticking to the side of your teeth or to the roof of your mouth. Acidity, you've heard that word. Acidity is how watery your mouth feels after swallowing the wine. The more watery it is, the higher the acidity. And I would also like to take this time to point out that all wine has a level of acidity is on the lower end of the pH scale. Water is 7, as I'm sure some of you may recall from high school chemistry or something like that. Alcohol, outside of the label, can also be guessed by how much the wine burns at the top of your throat when it goes down. You can also guess how much alcohol is in the wine by how far away you hold the glass before you can actually smell the wine. So the further away, the higher level of alcohol. So for example, a Zinfandel can be smelled basically this far away, and you might have to get about this close before you can actually smell Moscato. Maybe even closer. So, on to the grape. So, plenty of customers have made comments about like how they can't find a good red wine. And of course I ask them why, or why do they stay away from red wine if it has nothing to do with sulfites. Generally speaking, they say, well, all red wine is dry. But this, I gladly tell them, is not necessarily the case. And so I introduce to my customers to Brachetto, the grape that we're going over today. And as a result, it's like I'm opening a completely new world of wine to them. And they are incredibly eager to try it, and some of them definitely come back for it. So if you ever find a wine labeled sweet red, you can be pretty confident that Brachetto is the grape that's used in the creation, especially if it's Italian. So Brachetto is a region grown grown in the Piedmont region of Italy. So an inverted map of Italy, obviously. This is not how it completely looks, but Brachetto is going to be grown in this area right here. So, and to get even more specific, it is grown in this purple area right around here. Although technically you can pretty much grow it anywhere. This is where it gets really good. And even more specifically, we have Brachetto diaki in this really purple area. So, Brachetto. Going back to D on Brachetto diaki, D means of in Italian. So again, when I say Brachetto diaki, it's a specific region in Italian wines. It's a denominazione di origine controllata e garantita. Boy, I probably butchered that. So that translates to this is a guaranteed designation of origin. So this is where Brachetto comes from. So that's where everything is about. So you will see DOCG on a wine label, and other acronyms you'll find like a DOC and then IGT. And those are lower quality of wines. I've yet to find an IGT that I actually really like. So Brachetto is primarily a frizzante wine, which means it is a lightly sparkling wine. This is different from spumante, which more people are familiar with because they think of like champagne wines. Those are much larger bubbles. However, Brachetto can be made in a spumante or still wine styles. Now, I have to point out that still wine is basically what we refer to wine that has no sparkling fizziness to it whatsoever. However, when you're making Brachetto outside of the frizzante style, it takes a little bit more effort on the winemaker's part. So what exactly can you expect from Brachetto? Well, it's a medium full-bodied red wine. It can be semi-sweet to sweet. It has a low amount of tannin. Brachetto has a medium amount of acidity plus a very low amount of alcohol. We're talking anywhere between like 5 to 6%. So obviously it's a very dangerous wine. The wine is meant to be drunk in a red wine glass, if you happen to have one, and served at 55 to 60 degrees. This is also known as cellar temperature. Should you have the patience, Brachetto can be stored anywhere between 1 to 3 years. One of the great things about this grape is that, a good bottle could run you like about $12. So what are some of the things that you can smell and taste when you're getting into Brachetto? Candied strawberry, orange zest, blackcurrant, apricot, cream. Although when I had Stella Rosa Black, my wife and I sensed and taste plum. So definitely awesome. If you haven't tried Stella Rosa Black, you will definitely enjoy that. And another fun thing about Brachetto is that you can pair it with any kind of chocolate, and it is fantastic, hands down. So if you're already a fan of Moscato d'Asti, which is a light sparkling wine from Italy, you might as well give Brachetto diaki a chance. Anyway, mark your medicine cork dork out until 3 o'clock tomorrow, at which point I'll be going over an Italian grape used for high-class wine that was featured in Uncorked, which is a Netflix movie that just came out today. If you haven't seen it, I definitely would recommend it, probably more so than Tiger Dad. Then again, I haven't seen Tiger Dad. That all being said, enjoy wine, and if you ever need to learn anything more about wine in general, always recommend Madeline Paquette's Wine Folly, and another hint, she described the grape that we're going over as a ballerina that punches you in the face. So, if that's good imagery. And as always, thanks for watching.